Namaste, Tina Thrussell here with the Shin Dao, the way of the heart. The way of the heart is living with kindness, love, and compassion. And I say this just about every time I launch the video. And it's because I really believe that that's what's true. Living the way of the heart is living those things for yourself. Self-love, self-compassion, kindness to yourself. And sisterhood provides the opportunity to be reminded of how important that is. If you can't be kind and loving and nurturing to yourself, if you can't be compassionate with yourself, to be your inner support instead of your inner enemy beating yourself up, then how can you be that for anyone else? Women are the beings that bring life into the world. We give birth to children, we raise children, we bring them into the world to be contributing citizens in our societies. And we must be what we want our children to be. Contented, well-rounded, happy, joyful, fulfilled beings. So this is what we must be in order for them being our children, our partners, our friends, our family, our spouses. We must be that for ourselves so that we can be that model for them. And sisterhood is women supporting one another in that, helping each other see how beautiful we are, to see our inner light, to share our experiences, to cry together, to laugh together, to be together in the world. Our society, since the industrial age, stepped away from women coming together in community and launched us into this masculine world of competition where there was backstabbing and nasty biting and women being placed in a position of competition with one another and trying to outdo one another is so unhealthy for those women and for our entire society. So coming together in community as a way of supporting one another is sisterhood. And that might mean something like the Nurture Circle, where a group of women come together with a focus on some activity that we engage in that nurtures our souls, the sharing that we have at the end of that activity sharing that lets us know we're not alone in the world. The joys you experienced, I've experienced. The pain you're experiencing, I've experienced. When we know we're not alone in the world, we can relate to each other as human beings so much more readily. And this is what Nurture Circles do. This is what Susan Cullen's Goddess Project coaching circles do. It's what it's doing for me. Such connection with the women that I'm meeting with on Thursday evenings. And the Nematoma group that is happening. Thank you, Kathleen Innes, for that. I'm sure there are many, many gatherings of women. Sandra Catania bringing together the goddess groups, the goddess mummies. There are so many groups that are starting to recognize and be aware of the importance of this women coming together again in community in a way that is nurturing and supportive and reminds us to live from our hearts. We are here to have our minds be a tool for us, not to be a slave to our minds. And yet that can happen so easily with the little voices that are running in our heads. Living in our hearts is where the joy in life comes from. And so I'm here to encourage you to, if you're a woman, find women that you relate to that can support you. And if you don't have one-on-one relationships like that, then find a group where you can find that. Men, encourage the women in your lives, whether they're your sisters, your your spouses, your mothers. Encourage them to go out and find community and sisterhood, for they will be happier, which will make your life easier. For the sake of the children, encourage all the women you know to find that support in one another. For we are all here to shine our lives, and as women supporting one another, we encourage each other to shine our lights. We give each other permission, which gives ourselves permission. And vice versa, by giving ourselves permission, we give others permission. It's this beautiful cycle. It's a circle. That's why we have nurture circles. That's why I launched Universal Circle of Women. It's all a circle. We all affect one another, and we're in this together. Let's be in it joyously and supportively, lovingly, compassionately. I invite you to share here below this post, where do you find sisterhood, with whom, how, and share with the world. Feel free to share this video if you're called. Sisters, let us unite and change the world and make it a better place. I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Namaste.